Fans feel that Diamond is bringing shame to Angie because although we know that Angie had problems with Diamond a few years ago, we don't know exactly how their relationship was in the years and even months before her death. This is because Diamond was caught begging fans, and now that Angie Stone has barely been buried, there is already a lot of drama and chaos in her family because Diamond is being brought to ruin by fans for disrespecting Angie's legacy. We've all heard stories about how Angie was being robbed blind by some people he trusted to have her best interests at heart. So does this mean that she was broke before she passed away? Or is her daughter just lying to defraud fans? Let's break this down. After Angie passed away, people talked about how she left her children broke and failed to make plans for their care after her death. Some fans find it extremely tacky that Diamond is pleading with them for money, especially from fans who aren't wealthy themselves. Others don't think she's doing anything wrong because funerals can be costly, and the family needs all the assistance they can get at any time. However, it's easy to understand why some fans are skeptical because Diamond and Angie had their problems in the past. And things got so messy that Angie was even arrested and charged after she and Diamond got into a fight. The two women reportedly got into a fight after Angie told Diamond to get her kids under control. Then they began fighting, and Angie claimed that Diamond was the one who threw hands, hitting Angie with a closed fist first. I don't know why Diamond felt it was acceptable for her to hit her mother in that way. Angie knocked out some of Diamond's teeth, child. Angie is obviously not the one you want to play with. However, it is evident that she messed up and discovered that Angie had struck her back and knocked out Diamond's two front teeth in the process. According to reports, Angie told police that she was unaware that she had struck her daughter with the metal stand, and that she immediately put it down and tried to flee Miss Diamond Stone. Miss Angie Stone then claimed that while she was trying to flee Miss Diamond Stone, she kept pursuing her until her friend stepped in. Both women were taken into custody, but Diamond was not charged. Angie, on the other hand, was charged with domestic violence, but she denied knocking out Diamond's teeth. She acknowledged the fight, but she said that Diamond's teeth were already falling out. "No, I did not knock out my daughter's teeth," she said, adding, "I believe that in her defense, the tooth had probably fallen out because one had fallen out a week before that tooth came out. And when you happen, it's not that I'm proud of it, but you're not going to fight me in my house. You're not going to fight me, period. I am your mother. And that's how that goes." She also implied that things weren't so good between her and Diamond, saying that she didn't regret fighting Diamond. As a result, you can bite down on your lip, and if a tooth is already brittle and decaying, it's coming out when you fight. So, Diamond denied begging for money and stated that the only reason she posted her Cash App in the first place was because fans asked her to provide her Cash App details in her comments and direct messages because they wanted to support the family. Fans find it strange that Diamond jumped on social media so quickly after Angie passed away and accused her of trying to take advantage of her mom's passing.
For y'all watching, I've been seeing some stuff on the internet, but I'm not in internet mode. I posted my Cash App today because people were asking where they could send money to us. Because of all the scams and all the things that's been going on, I posted my Cash App. If you want to donate, donate. If you don't. All that negative, where her money at, why she doing this, it don't matter why I'm doing it. Some of y'all have no respect for the dead. or their family. Some of y'all have no idea what we going through. So I'm saying this one time, and one time only. If you don't want to send no money, keep your nasty comments to yourself. Because now ain't the time.
Since Angie had some devoted fans throughout her career and they didn't make fun of her, it's not surprising that they would want to help support the family. She also talked openly about how much she loved her family and how hard she worked to provide for them all financially in an interview a few years ago. She explained why she couldn't afford to retire after years in the business, saying, "I have a family to feed. I have 2 kids and 2 grandkids. I have no husband. Furthermore, I have one parent that I take care of, so I can't." She continued to work until her last day on earth, which speaks volumes about her amazing work ethic. But why in the world did fans still feel that her family needed financial support after all of her years of hard work and showing up? She was quite successful and should have had a sizable amount of money set aside for her loved ones. "I give up because they all rely on me. But it's nearly impossible for me to settle down and have an easy life because so much of the burden is on me." Actually, she didn't see her for a few weeks prior to her death. After years of being underappreciated and underpaid, Angie finally reached her breaking point and was prepared to take legal action against UNG over unexplained royalty payments. She wasn't just frustrated, she was prepared to fight for too long. Angie made some shocking revelations, claiming that some compelling people had been stealing from her and cheating her for years before she discovered it and had to speak up in the final weeks of her life. She decided that enough was enough after building her brand and realizing the money she rightfully earned wasn't reaching her. From her perspective, almost everyone in her professional network had failed her management. Instead of standing up for her, they chose to ignore the situation, allowing the label to take full advantage of her. The label, in fact, may be the worst because they allegedly pocketed millions while she continued to work hard and give her career her all with little to show for it. Despite everything, Angie wasn't about to remain silent. She was preparing for a battle to hold the industry accountable and regain control of what was rightfully hers. Unfortunately, she didn't get the chance to go through with that fight. But the fact that she was even prepared to take that step speaks volumes about her resilience and refusal to let injustice slide. Financially, it seemed as though she was carrying the entire weight of her success, putting her heart and soul into her craft, while those around her simply sat back and reaped the benefits. I recently learned that something that has been kept under wraps for far too long, my publishing, was stolen. And guess what? I know precisely who did it. Don't get it wrong, though. I'm coming for you all, the dogs who believed they could take what's rightfully mine. Trust me, I'm prepared. As stated by Jamie Foxx, what had transpired was, "It's my turn to testify now. It's a new chapter, and you can bet the truth will be revealed soon. Stay tuned." Regretfully, she died before the fight, and the timing of it all was suspect, leaving admirers to wonder whether there was more. Angie Stone was a class act who will be missed. It's time for her grown children. Fans had a lot to say about the fact that Angie was still working until her last day on Earth, financially supporting people who should have been independent, and that her daughter was collecting money from strangers on the internet. This explains why fans were willing to donate to her family after she passed away, because it didn't sound like she had that much money before she passed away. To mature, and why she is caring for adult children and their offspring. That is too much strain and stress for one person. They should be able to sustain themselves and quit begging online. I'm shaking my head, but please share your ideas in the comments section below and watch out our next video.